Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Back again for your Wednesday night entertainment. We're here. We're live on... What are we live on? We're live on YouTube. We're live on
Facebook.
Twitch. We're live on... Are we still live on Facebook? I got a notification earlier.
Oh, did you?
That said... Oh, nope. We're live on the Facebook. I
Look at
see that. Look at me. Look at those guys.
Bunch of handsome fellas here.
Bunch of handsome guys. You know, like there's sometimes I catch myself in the mirror. And I'm just like, wow, that's a handsome boy.
Yeah?
I say that to myself all the time because, you know,
I love that energy. I love that energy.
Well, because I feel like you get to a certain age and people don't always appreciate how they look.
Sure. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So look at myself, you know, I sometimes, listen, we all want to feel pretty. Okay.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, I think it's just good that, you know, we look at it at ourselves and we just say, yeah, that's a pretty boy right there. He's pointing right back at me.
Little Shawn Michaels action. Little.
I'll do a little. I feel like I'm very short. I'm a short boy. I'm a short boy. I gotta get into. Well, I think part of the problem is my chair here is like the hydraulics or whatever.
Sure.
You know, don't stay because I'm. You know, I just sit here for 8 hours a day working.
Totally. Yeah. Self-love is important.
Self-love. Love yourself. In a number of ways. You know, however.
That song is about masturbation.
Which song?
The Love Yourself song.
The what?
I love myself and I don't need anybody else. I love me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, that song is about masturbation.
There's a lot of songs about masturbation. What's your favorite song about masturbation?
That one.
Okay.
I bop to it in the house.
Oh, you bop to it?
Totally.
Yeah. You go into your little hidden area and you bop and you listen.
Hidden area?
Yeah, don't you have like a little hidden area in your house?
No.
For like the you time? You don't have like a you time room?
Do you have a you time room?
Yeah, I'm sitting in it.
Fair.
You've been.
I'm a dad, okay? Like I have. There's no holy space in this house.
I have been telling you for years, like you need your you space.
Christy, my Pikmin just called me attractive. Is that self-love?
I mean, you could consider it. It's a video game telling you that.
So it's AI.
Well, it's predetermined AI.
Right. But is computer love real love?
I mean, depends on who you ask.
It's very true. Like if you think about it, like the weird fucking video game that you played on this channel, subscribe and all that shit. Okay. Where the game became sentient.
Oh yeah. That dating simulator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if that were real, and the computer became infatuated with you, much like that Gravity Falls episode. Oh
God, yeah.
We're in season 2.
Good for
loving
you.
It.
It's such a good
loving
show.
It.
Such a good show.
You know, and if you reciprocate the love and you feel it, and it fulfills you, like Bird.
Yeah, Doki
Doki.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
Is it a bad thing inherently? No. Is it a healthy thing to become fixated on that? No. Bergman, someone never watched Her, correct? Yes.
You know, that is a movie that I saw at Blockbuster a lot, and I thought about it, and I moved on.
That's a movie that I also, because when did that come out? Was I working at the video store? 2013? Yeah, I think I was working at the maybe. I was like right around the time I was working at the video store. Like I remember that movie getting talked up a lot. I was like, I like Joaquin Phoenix, like Spike Jonze, but I don't need to see it.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those where like much like the majority of television shows. I'm like, if you tell me it was good, then I'll take your word for it.
Sure.
And we'll move on from there. So,
Mhm.
if it was good, yay, totally, hell yeah.
What's the plot to that one, Bergman? Like, is it cool or no?
It's basically what you just described.
Yeah, but like, is it cool or no?
Oh well, yeah.
What is like? Is there a happy ending?
Yeah. Does he get sucked into the computer? Does he get sucked by the computer?
Yeah, is it consensual?
Yeah. Is it consensual? What happens to the computer? I
Yeah.
need to
Can
know.
can
Bergman,
the, can the computer love?
can computers really love?
I don't know.
It's kind of like strippers. They don't actually love you,
That's
no
they
matter
love.
how much you pay.
They do love something about you, though.
Yes, they do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that cash.
Mm-hmm.
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 So just remember. I don't know if you were there this time after
Okay.
after one of the shows
Ooh, all right.
at the pastime.
Mm-hmm.
Where like a whole crew like walked across the street, the
Okay.
lookers, and there was like one guy who was still on ring crew who I just watched him go into the booth like 3 times.
Oh no.
And it was like, homie,
Nobody smartened him up.
no, I think he truly thought there was a connection. He seemed like the type of guy who knew the game plan,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like, yeah, I know that they do stuff like that, but like this is different, man.
She really cares about me.
She really cares. It's like, dude, no one else is like giving her money to go into a private dance. She's gone to you 3 times. You haven't gone in 3 times. Like, come on. This is a transactional relationship.
Right.
You pay, you get, that's it.
I've been loved by a stripper if friends count.
Friend
love is real love.
But here's the thing, Blakely. Were they a stripper first or a friend first? Or were they a stripper first that became a friend? Because that counts.
I think they were a friend first.
So the friends, it's friend first.
Right.
Friends forward. Yeah. Oh, Bergman says, Bergman, on the topic of her. The OS just leaves. Joaquin writes a letter to it. Then he retires to a rooftop with a real woman. That sounds like I feel like I just watched the whole movie.
I don't need to see it. That's what you just told me. I don't need to see it.
Christy in the chat, like that Ex Machina. Great movie.
I get that one confused with La Femme Nikita and that other movie. The one that begins with an A. God damn it. Can't think of it.
So much going on right now. Wait, you get Ex Machina confused with La Femme Nikita.
Yeah. But also confused with this other movie.
With a movie, did it come out recently?
No, it's old as fuck too.
So, well, they're very different things.
You don't say.
Yeah. Ex Machina is about
Flux
Bergman with the
clutch move. Yes.
Yeah, Christy.
Yeah.
Well,
all 3 very similar.
So Ex Machina is a movie that came out like within the last 10 years or so. It's about an android that dude kind of, but then she goes off and becomes a normal person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the others?
What others?
Well, you explained one of the 3 things that I've
never watched Aeon Flux or the Femme Nikita, so I don't know.
Wait, you've never watched the Femme Nikita?
No.
Brother, it was after Raw.
I know.
For like 3 decades.
Yeah.
You didn't stick around
once? I had a TV cutoff time. Okay.
He had parental controls to worry about.
I mean, no, I was not staying up past 11:05
Okay.
on a Monday night. I was like, listen, like silk stockings and fucking Pacific Blue. Like, listen, I ain't got time for any of that shit.
You're really underselling the movie, apparently.
I am. Everybody should go watch it. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Alex Garland does some good stuff. He's a good
Is it
director.
better than Aeon Flux?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've never even seen Aeon Flux, the original anime or the movie that came out a while back.
I remember watching the movie because it was on fucking Comedy Central or something. I don't remember.
FX.
FX.
It's be a weird movie. Comedy Central show.
One of those.
Yeah.
And being really confused.
Well, I'm sure you were because
but it was very futuristic.
Yeah.
It was very female lead, kick ass, just like La Femme Nikita. And
I love how you're like center point is like, okay, La Femme Nikita is the base, and then everything else kind of branches off from there.
Totally.
Yeah.
This is Aeon
Flux.
Aeon Flux is the 2035 version of La Femme Nikita.
Oh my god! Should we do an anime podcast?
I don't watch anime.
I know terrible podcast. That would be I want to do like a series of episodes.
Okay.
Where I make you watch, like I still want to do the Fast and Furious.
Brother, I haven't even we've been to Universal Studios.
No.
And we go past the Fast and the Furious ride all the time. And every time I'm like, I'd rather not.
I desperately want you to watch because do you know what happens in any of these fucking movies?
Hold on. We're making magic here in the chat. And by we, we're just being the catalyst. Okay. Bergman says, Christy, you and I are going to soft launch a movie review podcast in the chat right now. Perhaps couples based. I love it.
Great idea. Ghost Stories on Amazon. Ghost Stories. Jesus. Because I want you to watch like the very first Fast and Furious movie.
Okay.
And then the most recent Fast and Furious movie, and then take you back to the beginning, and then work our way forward.
And what is the outcome of this science experiment that you wanted? That I'm the lab rat for?
Entertainment,
your own fucking enjoyment.
My own enjoyment.
Fucking sick, goddamn narcissistic, whatever the fuck.
Listen, man, times are tough. We got to make content. And funny ha-has anywhere we can.
Listen, because it ain't the only thing that's funny in the world today is how much people regret buying Teslas. That is the only thing that is pretty amusing. Everything else, it's not a lot of fun out there. It's not a lot of joy.
No,
it's not a lot of
not
a lot of goofs.
Not a lot of goofs.
Not a lot of chuckles.
Yeah, I have come to realize a lot more. So this is actually a funny occurrence that happened the other day. Because I had actually mentioned you in like a situation that was occurring.
Oh shit! I was an example.
You were sort of
an anecdote.
You were a reference. I'll
say. Okay.
So I forget exactly. I think it was a situation where like Kristen and I were out over the weekend, and we were like kind of like just doing a bunch of stuff, like running some errands and whatnot. And there was a situation where like very clearly people were just not paying attention. You know, and I was watching all of this unfold, and everybody's just living in their own little world.
Sure.
With no care to anybody else around them. And I said, the more and more I go through life, the more I think, Jason Axe is right.
That's gonna be my ringtone.
Yeah. It's just like he's got these thoughts that when you hear them, you're like, I don't know where he's fucking on. I don't know where he's coming from. And then you just kind of go through life a little bit. And you go, you know what? I get it now.
Mm.
You know, I get it now. Like everybody's just in their own reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're having their own singular experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody else around them exists. Everybody's just in this bubble.
Totally.
You know, people just like walking behind my car, even though I'm halfway out of the lane.
Fucking A, right?
You know?
God damn it. Like, stop.
Yeah.
I know you have the right of way, but I'm going.
Or like, you know, being stopped for a car that's backing out of a space.
Mm.
The car behind me zooms around, nearly hitting the car that's backing out.
Right.
And it's like, asshole, I'm here for a reason.
Like, I'm not just being a dick.
Right. Like, I'm not trying to hold up your day.
Right.
You know?
It is true. And you know, I think of myself as an observationalist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a person that observes the world.
That's a good way to put it.
And you know, so some people don't take that the best way. Like a lot of people thought I was a mole in the locker room for some reason because like I fucking paid attention. I don't know. I got told this later on. I'm like, why? Like, who am I talking to?
There was a concern about a mole.
There was. I'm like, what? What is happening?
For oh my God! Wait, was Terry Taylor trying to bring you guys over to WCW?
I'm like, who am I stooging on? To who? For why? For what?
Who would you be stooging on to who? Like,
I don't fucking know.
Fucking UW? Like, you know, when there's 30 fans?
Just because I didn't say anything and I just watched people and like observed. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Dude, talk about the fucking paranoia in some of those towns. Jesus Christ.
Right? Anyway. But yeah, dude, like nothing has become more apparent in today's society is that facts don't matter.
No.
Feelings are what's important. And whether your feelings line up with the facts to actually make the thing that you actually want to happen,
right,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it's weird now that facts don't matter. Feelings are what matter most, because I'm pretty sure for like the last 15 years, I was always told facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, but now
now suddenly like
facts.
You know, everybody's got their own facts. Yeah. Like it's just like, well, that might be your fact, you know, which is based on things that have been studied for centuries and reviewed and credited and looked at again and studied and reviewed and updated. But those are your facts. My facts are different because this guy, you know, said this on Facebook through a meme. So he's right.
You know what's weird too? Is that like, why is it that like no one goes to jail anymore?
What?
Like, I'm pretty sure like within the past 3 months,
a little bit of a trend there. Yeah.
There has been a number of things that have either come to light or that have been done that have been highly illegal.
Oh yeah.
And no one has been arrested, gone to jail, gotten a ticket. There's been people can just do
That's what I was, you know, I Bergman, I'm glad you're here. It's because I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I read 4 articles in the past day about people being arrested and going to jail.
You know, after a certain,
also on like a local, you're talking about like more on like a higher level,
a
the
grander
local level
scale, if you will.
Yeah, you know, like people who run the country
over a certain dollar threshold.
Yeah,
you apparently don't. You get one of them Monopoly cards.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you got to go to jail, but hey, if you pay the 200,
got to pay the toll.
Or if you roll, you know, what is it like? You have to roll.
Roll doubles.
Doubles 3 times.
No, just once, brother. That's hard enough.
Oh. What was the like? It was if you rolled snake eyes 3 times, you go to jail.
If you roll doubles 3 times in a row on a regular turn, you go to jail.
Ah, okay. Chris says people don't really go to jail in Austin. I don't know if I've seen a cop in Austin in months.
Oh, that's concerning.
Oh, you ain't kidding, brother. I'm just like I don't think police here exist. And it's
But,
like they're still getting paid. They're still getting a budget.
It is strange too, because like there's been a lot of stories coming out of Texas.
Don't even fucking get me started.
There's been a few headlines that have
oh yeah,
peaked. I mean, Florida's no different. So like
you want to talk about Texas schools and the bullshit they're doing now? I was fucking tell you what. My kids were in school. If I had kids.
You got cats.
I've got 2 cats. That's basically a kid, especially the way that they act these days. But if I had kids, I'd be going to that school and I'd be saying, I'm an anchor parent. And when's the next PTA meeting? Because I got things to say.
I've got grievances and you're going to hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild times, man. Like, if are you rich? Are you white? Are you not killing people? Congrats, you did it. You beat Jim.
I feel like a lot of times these days, it's only a combination of those. Like, are you rich and not killing people? No, I feel like it's like you have to be rich, white, and basically, if you're rich and white, you don't go to jail anymore.
Well, the killing people, that's a big one.
The bodies are buried somewhere. We just don't know.
I mean, Garth will have his day.
Yeah.
He'll have his day in court. You have to explain that dead look in his eye.
All those dead hookers.
Where are the bodies?
Yeah.
I mean, like OJ got off.
I mean, in the end, though, did he?
Yeah! Yes, he did! Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I know. Yeah.
He got to die of cancer, not a knife.
The knife was in his hand. Oh, Bergman. Kevin is free Luigi. I mean, hey, if Bill Burr can say it.
Well, here's the thing. There was a clip that we passed around in jest that talks about, the difference between like fake social justice and real social justice, and how like people are more into things like shooting CEOs now and things like that. And you are sort of seeing that with the Tesla situation that's going on, where people are more into taking action than just saying things, which is more than I can say about like most politicians.
Here's the thing about Tesla. Who is actually burning these cars?
I mean, the jury's out, brother.
I mean, do we know for sure that is the radical left? Or could it be somebody who's like, well, now we have an enemy, so let's use that to our advantage? Because, listen, the right love nothing more than having an enemy that they can create and then come up with.
You think it's an inside job?
Brother, I'm not saying that it is. All I'm saying is it would be quite convenient for somebody to read the headlines and to see their stock falling and go, maybe there's something we could do to fix this. Maybe we can create an enemy. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, Listen,
A Tesla is a false flag. You're not wrong.
I didn't say that. But I mean, there's no evidence to suggest otherwise.
There's
There's nothing to say that it isn't. And at the end of the day, is that not a fact? Who's doing this? Who's committing these crimes? I don't know. It could be anybody.
The fact of the matter is,
Mhm.
if you believe any version of any story,
Yeah.
you're a pigeon.
Stool pigeon.
Because there is no such thing as fact anymore.
There is. Facts exist. There are still facts.
Maybe.
No, they don't. Listen, I know we're going down a slippery slope right now. We got to talk about wrestling, but don't be saying facts aren't facts, because facts are facts.
I mean, I enjoy facts.
I enjoy facts. I enjoy learning about things that have been studied, researched, and confirmed.
Tootie was my favorite on the Facts of Life. All right.
I don't know why, but I love that you can take any situation and string it back to fucking TV Land or Nick at Night.
Totally. Like it's my bread and butter.
All right, what the fuck is going on in the world of professional wrestling? Because listen, it's 9:30.
I didn't get to talk about any of the shit I wanted to talk about either.
Go ahead, talk about it. Yeah, you can talk about it. That's right.
So,
you got things you wanted to.
I actually had shit I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a break from reality, folks.
Yes.
And we're gonna tiptoe into the land of dad. Okay, because I'm a dad. You have 2 cats.
I have 2 cats. That makes me one dad.
I'm sure you're very proud.
I'm very proud.
But so am I. And let me tell you something, folks. I talk a little bit about my family here, but I want to talk to you a little bit about being a dad and being a parent. For those of you who are not, it's weird, okay? Because you don't know what to do, and I don't know what to do. And then you realize your parents didn't know what to do, and nobody really knows what to do. And they're just all trying their best. And sometimes their best is great, and sometimes their best isn't. But at the end of the day, you have to try your best. You have to realize you're going to fuck up your kids somehow, but you're not going to know how. That one little thing you said to them that meant nothing to you meant the world to them. And well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm just a guy just trying to be a dad. Here we are. So I took my kids to a rave, and we thought that it would be a good idea to introduce the kids to the EDM scene, electronic dance music, for all you squares out there. And because me and the missus, we go to the festivals. You know, she really digs the music. I'm coming around. There's a few artists I like.
Right.
But the kids have always been like, "What do you do there?" I'm like, "We can't tell you." But we recently, this year, for the first time, got annual passes to Universal Studios, to which they do the Mardi Gras celebrate, which I've learned more about Mardi Gras this year than I've ever known. I knew about beads and titties, and that was about it. That's apparently it's a religious thing.
Mardi Gras?
Yeah. A Fat Tuesday is right before Lent. So you eat and then you fast, which is what I used to do to get in shape for wrestling, and it doesn't work.
Yes. It is a celebration period before fasting season of Lent.
Totally. See, I used to fast for 2 days and drink nothing but juice, do a juice fast.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Well, it was great until I was counting down the hours,
Yeah.
And then the fast is over, and then I would go eat an entire Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah, it doesn't really
It doesn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
You gotta try potatoes. So
That potato diet.
but anyway, so Universal Studios are doing Mardi Gras, and they do a concert series. And one of the artists they were bringing in was Elenium, which is an EDM artist that we've known and seen a lot. And we're like, okay, well, that's, you're not going to get more family friendly than Universal Studios in the park. And this is kind of like the closest thing to the festival experience that the kids can experience without, all the other stuff that comes with the festival that you do not want them to see, So we're like, all right, this will be a good, as a parent, a responsible way to do things, I guess. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. We're just trying it out. So we go there to the Mardi Gras celebration at Universal Studios, and it is wonderful. They have so many people on stilts. Like, if you are interested in talking to somebody who is much taller than you, this is the event. Like, there are so many people on stilts. Yeah. At night, they do a nighttime parade, which is the Mardi Gras parade. They have a bunch of light up floats, and there's a bunch of assholes on it throwing beads at you. Jeez. And it's drunk adults on floats throwing beads.
Sounds like Mardi Gras.
I was hit in the eye.
Yeah.
I almost lost my vision. The kids had a wonderful time.
That's great.
It comes time for the show, and there was a little miscommunication between me and the missus, because we always like to wear ear protection. As someone who played in a band for a very long time, who has lost a lot of hearing because of that, wear earplugs, folks.
Yeah.
Shows are loud. Guess what? The music sounds better when you're wearing earplugs. That is just fact. Protect your ears. Hear a better show. Be able to talk to your neighbor afterwards.
Yeah.
PSA.
The more you know.
We forgot some earplugs. But we had enough for the kids, which was the important thing. We especially wanted to make sure that we would have left otherwise. So the kids had earplugs. We did not. We're watching the show, and we kind of figured with this particular artist has a lot of slow stuff. So we thought, like, okay, it's gonna be a chill invite. Fuck that. He went hard. People were rocking. Wow. It was wild. And the boy, he was tired. Like, it was late for him. We had been to the park earlier. We rode the Simpsons ride. It was wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Had ourselves some butterbeer ice cream. Which was lovely.
Okay.
It was lovely. He was tired. So I was like, all right, I'll take him back. And we sat by a fucking Minion or some shit, and he slept on my shoulder. My daughter and my wife stayed in the crowd, and apparently I wasn't there. I was told this afterwards. My daughter had the time of her life.
Wow.
Made friends, exchanged bracelets with other concert goers.
Yeah.
My wife, unfortunately, she had to inform me that she did a parenting fail. She had a parenting fail moment.
Oh no.
Because she was talking, with fellow concert goers. They were exchanging things and stuff like that. And apparently this person pulled out a baggie, and they had a whole bunch of Airheads in there, and gave one to my daughter and to my wife, and whatever. And then afterwards she goes, "Oh no, I let you take candy from a stranger." That's like, that's parenting 101. Like, and my daughter, without missing a beat, she goes, "Yeah, but you were supervising me." So it's like, okay,
all right,
we'll call it a draw.
Okay. Yeah, it was just
a learning moment for everybody.
Great.
So, you know, that's it's so hard to be a parent because you don't know what the right thing to do is
Right.
ever. Ever.
Well, I mean, I have to imagine a lot of it is also trial and error,
Oh, fuck yeah.
you know? I
Fuck yeah.
mean, because also too, like, you gotta consider, you know, at least what I imagine is, you know, we as individuals have been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So it's a factor of how do I not bring that to this person,
Mhm.
this small, tiny human being,
Right.
and turn them into what I became? How do I?
It is hard in the sense of like, so like you said, like you've had your experiences, right?
Mhm.
They have not.
They haven't yet. Yeah.
And so like the things that are very obvious to you because you've
Mhm.
had those experiences,
Mhm.
they haven't.
Mhm.
And you can instill that knowledge to them,
Yeah.
but they won't understand it because they haven't been through it yet.
Mhm.
It's only afterwards can you be like, I told you so. Or like fucking like listen to me and like I
Yeah.
can save you some fucking heartache or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But like they can't because they don't know and you're just fucking dad.
Did growing up, were
Mhm.
you ever told those like anecdotes about like kids getting injured or like bad things happening to kids that did certain things?
Are you talking about like the fucking Ricky Tikki Tavi who found the well?
Well, yeah, I guess like stuff like that, but
Okay.
like a lot of these precautionary tales that were
Right.
always so hyperbolic.
Sure.
So I'm assuming you were told a lot of those growing up too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, I feel like for us, that never necessarily stuck because
Mm.
it's like, well, who the fuck is this guy? Like is this some person in a book like telling stories? Like it's clearly
Yeah.
written by an author. These are clearly fictional
Would they
characters.
ever beat?
Exactly. Who'd they ever be? Where
Mhm.
now I would imagine that, you know, parents of our generation, including, you know, you and Blakely,
Mhm.
like maybe cutting out some of the fiction hyperbole and being like, let
Mm.
me tell you what happened to me. Okay. So
Let me tell you why you never say anything to the police.
yeah.
You know, like one
So
of those
like,
things.
you know, when you think doing this is cool, well, guess what? I thought doing that was cool too.
Mhm.
And look how I ended up.
Yeah, and now I can't be an
Look at
electrician.
it's just like I feel like there's so many ways to go with that. You know? We're just like, listen, I did it. I fucked up. Here's what the outcome was. Don't
It
do it.
it is funny because and I think, you know, me and Blakely have talked about this a bit before too.
Mhm, mhm,
The generation that raised us, right?
mhm.
They were very much like, we know what the right thing to do is.
Yes.
We are going to tell you to do the right thing. And we're going to tell you to do the right thing in this very fictional like way.
Mhm.
Are we going to actually do the right thing? Maybe. It's up to our own interpretation. But here's
Mm.
what you should do, right? And then we grew up listening to do as I say, don't do as I do
Mhm.
kind of thing. And we're like, wow, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And so like now us to the next generation of our kids are just like, hey, don't do that because you're gonna be fucked like them.
Yeah.
Like, like this is we're not gonna tell you fucking Johnny Appleseed, like, don't go fucking planting seeds in
Don't go
somebody
planting
else's fucking
seeds.
yard 'cause you'll get sued.
Yeah.
Like,
What was the point of that story?
yeah, I don't fucking know. Pick good friends.
They're good
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, we tell that
Yeah.
to our kids all the time. Like, hey, guess what? If you're in a car when your friend shoots somebody else, you're an accessory to murder. Pick good friends. That's how
That
we
went
raise our kids.
that went somewhere specific, I feel.
It sure did.
Oh shit.
Um, but anyway, so being a parent is also weird
Mhm.
in a sense that like you want to give your kids experiences, right?
Mhm.
And you want to selfishly, you want to like give them something that you enjoy as well. So, like, obviously, being an ex pro wrestler,
You're right.
you know, my kids have grown up around wrestling. In some, it is a real story that really did happen.
Okay.
Pick your friends wise, folks.
Yes.
And so, like, my kids have been around wrestling. My son has recently started watching wrestling, and now he wants to be a wrestler. And I'm like, kid, come on, like, don't do this to me. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, well, what's something that they can do as an extracurricular activity that is around the realm of wrestling that, if heaven forbid, and please do not let them get into the business, but if they want to and they're going to fucking pursue it anyway, what can give them a leg up? What can give them, you know, something? And so at our local rec center, they offer judo classes.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I'm like, okay, well, self-defense is great.
Wonderful.
Especially for my daughter. You know, my son, he'll get his energy out, which would be lovely. And so we took them to their first judo class. Oh, hold on. They aren't really accessories, but hey, if it works, I'd let them learn that alone. This is the Florida system, to which they say fuck them kids all the time. Anyway, so we went in to watch the class first, and the sensei comes up to us and is talking, and he is giving like the spiel that you would give to a new student at the wrestling school.
Okay.
And so, like, I've been through the spiel like fucking millions of times, right? You know, the whole, like, you know, hundreds of kids come, most of them don't stay. It's
Here's
gonna be
everybody
hard.
that I know in the business.
Well, I mean, he didn't put himself over, so like that was good. But you know, like, you know, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be good for them, kind of thing. And like, you know, we're gonna be hard on them, but like if they stay, it's gonna be worth it. All that kind of stuff. I'm like,
Oh,
I know, I'm aware. And so we're sitting and we're watching. I'm watching them go through like the warm ups, and I swear to God, they were almost doing verbatim the up and over, roll, up and over, come back, back roll, shoulder roll, but obviously without the ropes. And I'm just like, oh my God,
it's all the same.
this is taking me back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, where's my knee pads? Where's my shoes? I want to show these kids a thing or two, kind of thing. And then they start doing some other shit, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay over here.
Yeah.
This is judo. This is not my fake ass pro wrestling shit. But I was like, I was getting jazzed.
Yeah.
And then I was watching the boy, and he was like, oh my God, I could be Jey Uso. Like, he's ready to eat on the mat. I'm like, that's not what this is for.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she's just like, I don't know if I can do this. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Like, you don't have to, but if you want to try, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So they both decided that they were going to try. And so we went to the first one. And so the first thing they're doing is they're teaching them how to fall. Because in judo, for those of you that are unaware of the different mixed martial arts, as it were,
it's about throwing.
It's all about throwing and takedowns.
Yeah.
It's very akin to wrestling. So you're going to get thrown a lot. And so the first thing they teach you is how to break your fall and how to take a fall. But they do it in a very different way, but it's also very similar.
No flatbacks.
They ain't taking flatbacks, but like they're doing rolls.
Okay.
Right? Because usually if you're gonna get flipped. That's usually what's gonna happen. And so like they're teaching them to you know take the blow on the back and the whole thing. And I'm just like, man, this is great. This is wonderful. This is like I'm beaming with pride. Like my son's taking bumps.
Proud parent stuff.
Yeah, my daughter's taking bumps, and like they're doing all right. And I'm like, okay, all right. You know, should I get a gi? Like what am I? I'm kind of.
Are you gonna become a jujitsu parent?
I mean, I might.
Yeah.
I mean,
or judo parent rather.
Here's the thing, right? So it's an all ages class. So like, there's kids from like 5 years old to like 70. Like it is across the board, a bunch of people. I'm kind of thinking like if I'm gonna go anyway, because I've got to take them, maybe I'll roll around a little bit. Maybe I'll do a little something. Maybe I'll. Yeah. But then I'm also like my knees hurt a lot.
Dude, I had to take 3 of leave today. My knee. I was doing some physical work though. I was actually like out of the house doing some physical, lifting and bending and moving all around. I got home and I was just like, God damn.
So there may be something in my future. We'll see.
Okay.
Like I already do yoga.
Yeah.
So like I already have a thing.
Sure.
And like I don't want it to be like it's their thing, but then all of a sudden dad's here. Like I don't want that to happen either. So it's like, all right, well, it was weird though, because you're sitting over on the side and there's parents and it's awesome. And the wrestling school down here was much like this too, where not only is the place, for the kids and the parents and everybody to go, but it's also a hang for the old timers.
Yeah.
So like there was a bunch of old timey judo guys there, and they were talking, and they're like, oh, and they were like giving me shit. They're like, oh, you're not gonna get out there, like they're like. I was like, oh, dad was a wrestler for a long time, so like, he's like, and they go, oh, well, then this should be easy for you. Get out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, hold on, let's do that, this kind of thing. And then it was just like, and they're like, oh, what kind of wrestling you did? And I was like, pro wrestling,
like a little,
You ever hear of Dave Batista?
See what you got to do. Okay, like in a judo like crowd,
sure,
or gathering, just like you got to do some research on Judo Gene LaBelle. Okay, because he was a guy like judo expert, like pretty much trained Ronda Rousey, I believe.
Okay,
professional wrestler, like did it all. Like the LaBelle lock is him,
right?
Okay, you should just like look up stuff on him, and then just like every now and then, just be like, yeah, drop a little nugget,
little LaBelle,
a little nugget of
knowledge, a little bell of
LaBelle, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Dan the Beast Severn? Ken Shamrock, ring a bell?
Don Fry, know him? Teddy Reiner.
So it's been interesting, and it was very akin to wrestling, and it like I was like, all right, like this is something here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, dude, but like seriously though, like if you go back into like some of those early days of wrestling, there was a lot of crossover between mixed martial arts and pro wrestling. Like, and I'm not talking about like like the 80s and 90s. I'm talking about like early days. Like fucking Ed Strangler Lewis type stuff. Like it is very much connected, because they also were like trying to put it on as like an actual competition. So, you got guys that were amateur wrestling champions going in there and doing a little show. Vern was in there razzling around doing his stuff.
Yeah. So that's what's been going on over here. But that's a good segue into what y'all came for.
Yes, the thumbnail.
The thumbnail. That's right. What we've baited you in for.
Yes.
And we've spent almost 50 minutes talking about bullshit.
Yes.
But here we are. I'm gonna get my notes, because goddamn it, I took some notes.
You're the notes. Like listen, I don't have the Netflix. I don't have the USA Network. So everything I see is in passing.
Sure.
I watched what I needed to watch though for this episode, so I feel like I'm prepared.
So I've gotten in the habit of watching Raw, right? Because we have Netflix anyway.
Yeah,
it's content for the show, and right now the product is so good, that it's hard to. I mean, besides the fact that there's so much fucking downtime in between shit, it's a good time to watch. For the most part, and so I've been watching. I consider myself a regular Raw watch. I don't watch anything else. I watch Raw.
That's good.
And I've stopped following up on everything else because I've got other things to do with my life. So I watch all of Raw. Raw starts with John Cena coming out to address the crowd for the first time since he turned on. He didn't turn on Cody. He never really was with Cody.
They were friends. He literally came out last year and helped Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania.
He didn't do a great job, but he
didn't
was
do a
there.
great job, but he was there.
He was there.
He took out Solo.
Like Ricky Starks, he was there.
He was there. What? Yeah.
In the press booth.
Oh, yeah.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, it's true. He was there. And he got heat for it for some reason.
He sure did.
Yeah, people were like, why are you there? It's like, fuck you. They're friends. Leave him alone.
So before I get into it, I told you for this show, you have to watch this promo because we're going to talk about it.
I did watch the promo.
What are your thoughts on the first John Cena promo since the turn?
It was boring as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a boring ass promo. And I'm not saying that to be like a shit stirrer here. Legitimately thought it was a boring promo that went on for way too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It did nothing for me. I would have expected a little bit more substance other than cheap heat. Like a reason as to why he aligned with The Rock that wasn't just a bunch of BS. Because the whole like antithesis of the promo was you people always wanted, something for yourselves. You never actually supported me. Blah, 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 blah. There's a kid here in my shirt. He's toxic. It was a lot of cheap heel 101 type stuff. I would have rather have had like more sort of like just more of like a story there, because I don't buy that John Cena was this guy that nobody cared about and only wanted stuff from. Like the whole reaction of the smart marks being what they were over the past 25 years doesn't change the fact that he was one of the top merch sellers of all, like throughout that entire period. He was a top guy who was still loved, by a lot of the audience. Yes, Bergman, the whole you people trope is overplayed now, and it has been for the last decade. I thought the way he presented himself was weak. He came out there and he made himself look weak. And maybe it was a way to just, because there's that whole heel pre-match tactic where you go out and you cut just an annoying promo to just annoy the crowd so that when the good guy comes out, he gets a big reaction, regardless of who it is. It's a very, it's like a well-played tactic in like a small town, where the people don't know who the heel is and the people don't really know who the babyface is. The heel goes out, he says, "Ma, ma, 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 ma. Hometown stinks. You people smell. Blah, 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 blah." Music hits. People don't care who it is because they're just happy to see this guy stop talking. I feel like that's what John Cena did. He just went out there and was repetitive and annoyed the crowd for 20 minutes until Cody's music hit.
Right.
And so I thought, hey, this could be very interesting. And I didn't think it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Oh, in the chat as well.
He agrees. No real substance.
He was still trying to be a face, trying to be a heel, face turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
He seemed very sad.
Yes.
Which I was like, but why are you sad?
Okay.
People like why? Huge pops. Ever since he's been coming back. Huge pop at Mania last year. Huge.
Okay. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
And I know you are, because you texted me, I think that night.
And
I did. And I recall what you said.
Yep. I loved this promo.
Okay.
I thought with this promo, John Cena became the most interesting heel that we've seen in decades. Decades.
Oh, brother.
Let me tell you why. Okay.
I am all ears on this one.
Since John's and this is what I saw. Okay. Since John's been back. Oh, please.
I'm gonna for this one.
Since John's been back, he has gotten a reaction, but it hasn't been anything crazy. Like the CM Punk Seth angle, much hotter. You know, to be perfectly honest, the Jay Gunther angle, much hotter.
I'd say so.
The Rock Cody angle, much hotter.
Yeah.
Than John Cena. John Cena comes back. He's maybe half the size he was the last time he was in the ring. He's small. He's not tan. He's bald as fuck.
He's hanging out with Sting in the rafters.
He's hanging out with Sting, not seeing the light of day. He is a guy who is done, who has given up, who is on his retirement tour. And of all the years that he carried the fucking company on his back, from a character standpoint, he comes in for his retirement tour to little to no fanfare. Nobody really cares. It's an afterthought at best.
Can I comment?
Sure.
Because retirement tours are so played out.
Well, that's the point.
It's that's like why, hits.
That's why this angle works.
I know, but like, yeah, it works because how many retirement tours have we seen in professional wrestling only for that person to just go somewhere else and wrestle again? Like it is, yeah.
You have John Cena go to the Royal Rumble and fail. And not only does he fail, but people are cheering his failure for the success of Jey Uso.
Well, yeah, Jey Uso's hot right now.
Right.
He's the top guy.
This is John Cena. This is John Cena who carried the company on his back for 10 years. This is John Cena who had to put over the Miz for fuck's sake. Like,
hey, Miz deserved it.
I mean, at that time, like, we didn't have a lot of choices. It would have been better if he came out and let the crowd go nuts. And then Roman Reigns did that. Simpsons did it.
You know, I think that would have been a better promo than what he actually did.
Here's the thing. I love, I will always love. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you people part, I get it. Like, you people, you fans, whatever. The part that I loved is he talked about the abusive relationship with the fans. And I get that. That hits me hard.
Yeah, there is that.
You know, that angle and that twist on it of I've given you everything, you've booed me for the last fucking 15 years, no matter how many times I went out and did the right thing and was fucking Superman and fought through the Miz to get, whatever the fuck. And
back to the Miz. What if this entire angle, the starting point is the Miz?
Is the Miz.
Yeah.
the whole thing, right?
God damn it, Mike.
He's a catalyst.
Yeah.
And so, but then to be like, I went on this retirement tour, nobody gave a fuck. I was gonna win the Royal Rumble, and when I lost, you people fucking cheered that I lost. Like, you know what? 17's for me. Fuck you guys. Like, I love that angle, and I love the fact he is weak. He's not John Cena. He's a fucking movie star now. He needs The Rock. If he was Super Cena, he wouldn't need The Rock, but he does because he can't beat Cody on his own because he's not John Cena. That is interesting because John Cena could become John Cena by the end of this thing and be Super Cena and still fail and be okay and be babyface at the end. You know, Rock Hogan, whatever the fuck. Or what you could do is you could go full Hollywood John Cena to where he cannot fight his battles alone. And so he is going to use his power and influence to get things done. Either way, this is so much more of a compelling story than what was initially presented that I am happy, I am satisfied, I am excited to see where this goes. And one of the greatest parts of this whole thing is that there was no new music. There was no new look. There was no new anything.
Right.
Because that would have gotten a pop.
Yeah.
This was solid heel work of this is the John Cena that I'm going to give you because this is who the fuck I am and who I've been and who you've booed for the past 15 years. So double middle fingers, fuck you, you can't see me, cocksuckers. Loved it.
And I think that subtext right there is great. I think that's exactly what this feud needs because, I love the idea of John Cena coming back and saying, like, this is my retirement tour. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be doing this amount of dates, but not actually doing that amount of dates. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I do love the idea of it's John Cena coming into essentially a new generation of WWE. It's not what it was 10 years ago. I mean, John Cena's last, I'm trying to remember like when his last sort of like full-time run was. I want to say like 28, sometime between 2018 and 2020.
That was when he was like getting super jobbed by Brock, right?
Not exactly. I think that was sort of like the late 20 teens was sort of when you could tell he was starting to take the time away and like focus on acting and whatnot.
Right.
I think his match with Bray was sort of he's now moved into that sort of upper echelon.
He was part-timer by then for sure.
100% part-timer by then. But I feel like that was really what established him as he's only going to be here every once in a while. You know? And then he came out and then he worked with Austin Theory, and Austin Theory fucking beat him, which again is why I'm like, who did Austin Theory piss off to not be a top guy right now?
And after this Raw, holy shit.
And after this Raw, holy shit.
Like if he got cut tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm like, was he just that much of Vince's boy that like nobody actually wanted to like work with him?
Either
you know what I mean?
I mean, it might have been that, and it might have been like, who did he piss off during that time period?
Right.
Where they're now like, now's your comeuppance, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, because like you have to think like if you're Vince's boy, and he's pushing you regardless.
That's the rocket ship. That is the rocket ship. Or that was the rocket ship.
Right? And then to have that fucking like those fucking astronauts up in the goddamn space station. Like you're stuck up there for 9 months, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Eating fucking applesauce out of a tube.
Exactly. I think they just came home.
God bless.
But like the thing with Cena is I love the subtext of he wants to do this last final run, but the company has sort of passed him by.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's coming in sort of hoping for that fanfare that so many other legends received.
Yeah.
But now everybody's like, no, like Cody Rhodes is the guy. Roman Reigns is the guy. Almost like he missed his window,
Yeah.
but he still sees the opportunity and he comes back and everybody's like, yeah, but this guy over here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cena's sort of like left on his own and kind of like an outsider looking in. And, he announces the last run. He announces himself for the Rumble, but everybody wants Jay.
Right.
And it's like, well, nobody wants Cena. And so he announces or declares that he's going to be part of the Elimination Chamber. And everybody's just like,
I guess.
it's a bit cocky.
And they're like, well, it's going to be
Entitled.
Seth or Punk. Like, who's going to win? Like, he's
Right.
completely not even considered.
Exactly. And then, with the whole element of The Rock being in play, it makes sense that, like, hey, the two of them had their history together. The two of them are kind of on like the same career trajectories of being like the guy and then moving away and becoming an actor and then kind of coming in and out, whenever they need
Very
to.
similar. Yeah.
Very similar. And so I feel like it's a little bit of John Cena feeling insecure and that he's not going to get the final run that he had hoped for.
Yeah, and think about like the mental spiral somebody can go down when that happens.
Yeah.
Like that's what I see this as. It's not like he's a bad guy per se, but like he's going down that bad mental path.
Which is funny because this literally just dawned on me like moments ago. It's a big part of everybody's angle right now in the WWE that they all have mental health issues.
Oh yeah.
Like
no, CTE is real.
Well, no, beyond that, but I'm just saying, like Cody feeling the pressure of the WWE Championship, John Cena not getting the reactions and the sort of promotion and the push that he had assumed that he was going to get, like Roman Reigns feeling insecure about the whole tribal chief and this alternate bloodline. Solo Sikoa feeling insecure about Jacob Fatu. Like there's a lot of these sort of like when you really dive into it, you're just like, how are you doing today?
Rhea Ripley signing somebody else's contract and thinking that's legal.
Which
like Bergman, you can chime in on that. Like I don't know what the fucking.
I mean, that was just the WrestleMania, fucking 20 gimmick.
Totally.
But yeah, like I feel like where they've brought the angle to now is interesting. We talked a little bit about it the other week where, I think that this has always been some sort like part of the plan in some way. Because I know there was like that whole debate of like The Rock just buried his own angle by praising Cody Rhodes, which I look at it as it was his sort of way to manipulate Cody and make him think that they're pals and, eventually get Cody to be his guy. But Cody didn't want to be his guy. So The Rock said, hey, John, I know we've had our history, but I feel like Cody's not going to agree with me on this. So how about I give you what you want?
I feel it was the other way around.
You think it's the other way around?
I think John went to The Rock.
Oh.
And said, hey, I know you offered this to Cody, but if he happens to turn you down, I can be your guy. Because that makes the most sense.
That's fun too. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that plays into the insecurity of John Cena. To where he wants 17 more than he wants people to know he wants 17.
He wants 17 more than he wants hair.
Or one of the Bellas. So like there's that.
There is that. But yeah, I feel like they're starting to, pick up some steam with this. I think it does great wonders for Cody.
Yes, he's got something to do.
Because it gives him something to do. It also gives him somebody that the crowd can now really rally against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and John Cena, I feel like could have gone either way. I feel like if he remained as a babyface, he would still be beloved.
Oh yeah, he would have gotten a much less memorable send off.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very fair. But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with this. They still have a lot of time.
Oh, they have so much time.
They have so much time, so I kind of hope that they get other people involved in this
They should.
because like
Yeah.
you just can't ride on Cody and John promoting each other back and forth for the next month and a half.
Well, I feel like they found that WWE is very good at finding their formulas.
Mm-hmm.
And when they find their formulas,
they don't stray.
brother, they stick to a fucking formula.
Yeah, they do.
And if last year's fucking main event wasn't a formula that they're going to do this year again, you are out of your fucking mind if you don't think that.
Yeah.
There's going to be run-ins from legends during the match. There's going to be all sorts of fucking shenanigans going on. So they have to start planting those seeds.
Yeah.
I know Austin's a big one that they're probably going to get involved as well. You know, if the money's right there, kid, you know, like that sort of thing. But
and he also just dropped a line the other day about how he is sort of like he's moved on from his legacy and basically just like, I appreciate that everybody still thinks highly of my career. That's great, but I've moved on. It's just like, okay, Steve. WrestleMania isn't like your backyard, but you know, okay. I see what you know.
Right.
Could go either way.
Could go exactly. Yeah, I mean Taker will probably be there again or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got a podcast now. He's got
a podcast. He's on that LFG show.
Right.
You know, that
Booker T's got an orgasm somewhere, you know, like
Booker T's the fucking man.
He's living his best life.
He's living his best life right now. However, I would very much enjoy seeing a final Rock and Austin stare down.
I think that would be
cool. That would be cool.
I think you could see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a highlight for me. You weren't impressed.
I wasn't impressed. I think the overall parts and pieces are there, and you know, I'm like, okay, like I can buy into this, but I think that promo for me was just like, doesn't do much. That doesn't work for me, brother. Sorry.
Well, one thing I was definitely not impressed by was probably the fucking most boring no holds barred match I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Okay.
Between Penta and I believe it was Ludwig Kaiser.
Kaiser, yeah.
They had a no holds barred match that was fucking unbelievably boring.
Really?
To the point where they lost the crowd.
Oh no.
At one point, and it was a foreign crowd in a no holds motherfucking barred match, and you lost them because it was so fucking boring.
I think they've been doing too much with Penta.
I think they've been doing too many gimmick matches. There's been a gimmick, like, is Vince Russo back? Like, there's been a gimmick match on Raw every week for months.
Yeah, that's a weird. That it feels like that came out of nowhere.
It really did. It wasn't necessary at all. So that was boring. I wrote they completely lost the crowd at one point, and at the end, fucking Penta challenges for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever. Backstage, you've got a segment where somebody's walking towards the ring. I can't remember who. I think it was Io Sky. You see Dom talking to Karrion Kross in the background. Very interesting. I like that. But then you have a full Judgment Day segment.
Yeah.
Where Dom comes in and suggests that Penta join the Judgment Day, to which Finn was upset because he just said he wants to challenge for the Intercontinental title. Finn presumably is going to win the Intercontinental title, and that would not be a smart thing. Carlito. With the line of the century. Please tell me you saw it.
I did not see this, but if it's Carlito, I know it's good.
Homie pops in right at the end and says to Dom, "You don't watch the show, do you?" Because Penta had just declared for the Intercontinental title. And I'm just like, this is the greatest. I am so happy for this man. Like, Carlito has found it.
Love Carlito. Love that he's there.
He was a joy to work with.
Yeah. That's right. You worked him.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Then we had another. Oh, this fucking segment. This goddamn fucking women's triple threat thing,
dude.
It is the fucking worst piece of horse shit that they have put out in so long. It's awful.
They're making Io Sky, and like I know this is the idea, is like they're underestimating her. They're trying to push her aside for their own beef. Io's probably gonna go. Io's hopefully gonna go over at Mania.
If not, she's done. Like she's got no credibility.
Right. I mean, yeah. Like I hope they don't cut the legs out from under her because she is. I believe that she could be on her way to being the top women's star.
Yes. Carlito and R-Truth should tag.
Oh my God. Give them all the tag titles.
Give them all the titles. 24/7 tag titles.
Exactly. But yeah, like I did not like how they positioned Io Sky in this. And like I get it, they did the whole Shawn Michaels gimmick for WrestleMania 20. Fine, whatever. But it's just like you're burying your champion.
You're burying your champion.
And you're kind of making, like, we talked about Rhea Ripley potentially going heel.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. And how it would be good for her because it would be good for her to kind of like learn a new hold. You know,
totally. The babyface thing hasn't worked.
That is.
Like since she split from Dom, the babyface thing has not worked.
Yeah.
And it's not her fault. They've given her nothing.
Yeah, it's absolutely, like, she is very capable.
Yes.
But the way that they have presented her is sort of like all this work, but no payoff.
Totally.
And I think they need to get her out of the title picture, have her do something else. And I don't like that they have been sort of bullying Io Sky around. Especially when like she still has a group. Like where are her?
Yeah, what the fuck? Where's damage control?
Well, like I know Asuka's like, you know, injured.
Right.
Kairi Sane, I think, is also injured. Dakota Kai just came back from an injury. So like, you know, like I get
close though, right? Coming back.
She might be. Hopefully she is.
Yeah. Rhea is a natural heel.
Rhea is a natural heel. I think the issue they have with her though is people like her too much.
Sure.
So even if she's a heel, she gets that positive crowd reaction. I would actually say more so as a heel than as a babyface.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing I took a note here is one, Io is massively over. And they're doing everything they can to kill her.
I think she's going to be top tier.
Totally.
She's top tier. She's the champion. Top tier.
Fucking A. And the next part I wrote was Bianca is fucking terrible on the mic. Get her away from the fucking microphone. Like, she fucked up a line. She looked uncomfortable. It was awful. Awful. Where's the wise man? Put him with Bianca. Give her anybody.
Yeah, really.
Fucking
dude, it is like the Stone Cold reaction. He was a heel and everybody loved him.
Totally.
You know, and it is one of those situations where the person just transcends the whole notion of heel and face.
Yeah. And it just strikes a chord with everybody on such a common level that they're beloved, right?
Yeah. What did you think about the powerbomb spot? Because I saw some takes on social media about this, and I have one.
Okay.
I'm curious to know what yours was.
I mean, the only thing I note was like the table didn't break, but Io's back might have. Cause fucking god damn it.
So a lot of people were like, it was a botch. They botched that. Oh, the table didn't break. Motherfuckers, you have been watching way too much Botchmania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sometimes tables don't break. And I have been saying for years that they pre-cut those tables. Why? Because they want them to break easily. They did not pre-cut this one, and
Nope.
guess what happened? The thing that would actually happen if you did that to somebody on a table. That spot looked way more painful than it would have if the table broke. I'm telling you this as somebody who has been in the ring and has gone through tables, and getting power bombed on a table that doesn't break hurts way more.
Sucks a dick.
It sucks. So yeah, the table may not have broken, but it looks stiff as hell, which made it work.
And it actually almost it played into what happens later.
Mhm.
Because in wrestling theory and mythology,
Right.
you get put through a table, the table breaks, you've suffered way more damage than when it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Both Io and Bianca come back later on in the show. So that was rough. I feel like I got that Io got the worst of it. No tables don't break. Remember what happened with the Killer Steves. I remember that
Listen, there's a reason why Steve Cruz has back problems.
yeah, and has a fear of heights.
Oh my god. Just like motherfucker, jump on me. Just fucking jump.
Fuck. Like I know you have trauma. I'm sorry.
You know how much shit I had to hear from Road Dogg and Honky Tonk Man that entire car ride home from Watertown. They're like, listen, you guys were doing way too much. And then there's that guy who just wouldn't fucking jump. Okay. Like, look like shit. Made the whole match. Just like, you know what? I got
wrong.
I got nothing to say on this. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So this angle sucks. It's horrible.
It's not great.
You can't just sign somebody else's contract. I don't believe
Shawn Michaels.
And it's like the only like saving grace to this was in the backstage segment with Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
He had the second line of the night.
What was it?
Where he just starts screaming, like he's screaming at Rhea.
Yeah.
And it's like incoherent. And I just caught the line of like, it's like talking to a child. And he just
dude, I'm telling you, like Adam Pearce is one of the most consistent. He's one of the most consistently best parts of Monday Night. Like
he's wonderful.
I still envision him as a character just pacing around backstage with a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, just doing shots of it. Like, these guys just want to fucking like give me an aneurysm. They just want to try to take control over everything.
It's wonderful.
Adam Pearce also a really cool dude.
Yes. Yeah, very cool.
Really cool.
You had there was a kind of a theme to the show where it was, God damn it, Cody and John went long. So fuck, we've got to rush.
That was like 30 minutes
through everything else.
Yeah.
And nothing was more apparent than this goddamn Jey Uso Austin Theory match that went 3 fucking seconds and was horrible. It was terrible. It was awful. I like that they were trying to put Jey over strong with it. Like it went a minute 30. It was quick.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
I saw people on social media talking about him getting beat with a crossbody.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a spear.
Okay.
But they were on I think Theory was on the wrong side.
Oh.
And Michael Cole called it a crossbody.
Oh.
Because he didn't know what the fuck he just saw.
Jesus Christ. Like Michael Cole calls every move wrong.
Yes.
That it's supposed to be something like I'm surprised it was like spear. No, it was a crossbody. Spear.
Yeah, well, it was the fucking finish. No one smartened him up. Because I think that would almost guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, listen, we gave you guys 10, but like if you want to do the yeet thing,
Yeah.
go like a minute and a half. And he's like, I'm getting my yeets in because I gotta sell some fucking
Gotta get the eat in.
some t-shirts, right? So it was a shit match, fucking shit finish. And then on top of that, afterwards, Grayson comes in and does a run in, and Uso does a dive and almost kills himself on the fucking dive.
All that he fucking biffed
Super hard.
Yeah.
And then fucking Gunther comes out.
Yeah.
Tries to choke him out again.
Mm-hmm.
No Alpha Academy.
Ooh, were they even there?
I mean, I don't know. They probably didn't make a flight.
But storyline wise, where were they?
I'm just saying. I mean, he didn't really need him because like they gave Jay the upper hand in the situation, but still.
Right. But still, I think we need to put a pin in that idea that you've been running with.
Mm-hmm.
The possibility of Jay maybe going outside of the box to find some help.
Maybe Carrion, maybe the Judgment Day.
I think Carrion's got a situation that he might be able to benefit from.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the LWO versus American Made in a tag match. It's a fucking awesome match.
Yeah.
These American Made kids, they're special.
They're nuts.
They're so good.
Like I hope they can catch that lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gonna be one of those situations where they either see the potential and run with it, or they keep them where they're at and they just kind of flounder. But I honestly believe that what is it, American Alpha? They needed to do better with like American Alpha Academy.
Yeah, I don't know what I call American Made. That's who they are to me. I don't know.
Yeah, American Made.
American Made. I don't know.
American whatever they are. But like Chad Gable's group.
Yeah. They still won.
They give them all of the titles they can.
Yeah.
The women's IC, the tag titles.
Share them all.
Give Chad Gable the heavyweight title.
And they need to do the Lance Storm gimmick and put the American flag on it.
Oh my God. There's so many great ways they can go with this.
It would be phenomenal, right?
Yeah. Those dudes are nuts.
Now, I will say, so Pat McAfee was not on the show.
Thank God.
They had Corey Graves.
Thank God.
On there. And he made a reference.
Oh, yeah?
To Chad Gable.
Yeah.
And his luchador mask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he watches this show. Because he dropped the line, that mask looks awfully familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I quote, someone may have bought in that gimmick.
Thank you.
Let's see. Agree with Kevin. They should start putting the gold on them. Absolutely. All the gold. So, like, he watches the show. He's a fan. The match was phenomenal. Fucking Chad Gable, or allegedly the Patriot, comes in. Del Wilkes comes in.
Apparently, Grande Americano, which is, if that's the name they actually go with, is fucking phenomenal.
It's a genius.
He's just a coffee order. Like,
amazing. And he fucking spikes Dragon Lee right on the top of his fucking head on a German suplex. Fucking just kills the dude. It was brutal. It was amazing though. Main event. Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. It's a lot of things going into this. A lot of things going on with Finn. Penta just said he wanted to be the Intercontinental Champion. You got all this stuff going on. It was a fine match.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was okay.
Good for Raw.
It was it would have been a fine Raw semi-main. As a main, I mean, last week we got a cage match. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
yeah.
So, like, it was a fine match. The biggest heat of the match when Dirty Dom came out, of course.
The best legendary
Seeker.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Braun Breaker is scary fast.
Braun Breaker.
We've said that on the show so many times. He starts running and I get scared.
I get excited.
I'm like, something's going to happen. I don't know what. Like, if the top rope snaps at some point, he's fucked. He's fucked.
I think he recovers. He is not human.
Well, he's not human by this goddamn announcer table spot that he keeps doing, where he jumps from the apron and delivers a clothesline over the fucking table. Holy shit. That is not an easy bump, and it's not an easy jump, and he fucking does it like goddamn Cactus Jack. Holy fuck.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think he's going to drop the Intercontinental title.
Oh.
And he's going to make a main event run.
Oh, I hope so.
And he's going for the heavyweight title.
He would be a hell of a heel for Cody.
He'd be a hell of a heel for Cody, but also the match I want to see is him versus Gunther.
Ooh.
Because that is such an interesting clash of styles.
Yeah.
You know, like Gunther, who has been proven to be a legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
A legitimate badass. Somebody who will beat the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Going up against Braun Breaker, who is a scary motherfucker.
He's a scary dude.
I would love to see how that dynamic could work out.
But my absolute favorite thing on the show, by far, by fucking miles, I popped so fucking huge for this. It's the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Penta, well, fucking Finn loses or whatever.
Yeah.
Dom comes in, he gets owned.
Mm-hmm.
Carlito takes the spear, whatever. Penta's in the ring, comes to make the save for Braun. They do the stare down for the Intercontinental title, right? Penta holds the belt, shoves it in Braun's chest, and then my fucking most absolute favorite thing, I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. Braun grabs the belt, takes it, rips that Velcro off right in the fucking middle of the camera so you can hear the tear of the fucking Velcro because they don't snap anymore.
They're still doing Velcro.
You just hear
God, it's so
and holds it right, and I'm crying, laughing because I'm just like, God damn, if it's not the foam belt from the War Memorial that I got when I was 5, it's held together by Velcro. Yeah. All this is horse shit. It's over. Have a good night.
Fucking Velcro, man. Like, what are we doing? It's so cheap. It makes it look so cheap.
But I get it though. Like,
I get it.
The amount of times that fucking Shawn Michaels struggled to have Earl Hebner snap the belts on the like, I get it. But like, can we turn the mics down? We don't need to hear the rip of the Velcro or get silent Velcro. They make silent that. It was in Garden State.
Just anything that does not fucking makes it look like a toy.
I mean, they're in the business selling toys, so like I get it. But
I know, but like, you know, did you actually see that they are apparently releasing title belt snap bracelets?
No, I'm interested.
I saw those on the Major Wrestling Figure Pod, and I was like, I might need to be hitting up some stores in the near future.
So let me ask you this, because this will wrap up the conversation, because this is a parenting question about wrestling. Okay. So we're gonna come full circle here. The boy's starting to get into wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about getting him a toy championship belt, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a lot of options now.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm at the local store, and I see, they've got the WWE belt with the logo on it, Cody's belt.
Mhm.
They got the world title, Gunther's belt.
Yeah.
They got the Intercontinental title there.
Yeah.
And they got like a fucking something else. I don't know what it is because I don't
Mhm.
care that much. And then they've got the winged eagle. And I'm like, as a parent,
Mhm.
I want to give him the winged eagle,
Of course.
but it's not for me.
It's not for you.
And it's for him.
Mm.
And his favorite is Jey Uso.
I see. This is what I was going to say.
And though he was watching with Kevin Owens carrying around the winged eagle.
Oh yeah.
So like it's a belt that he is very familiar with.
Mhm.
I feel like it wouldn't hit as hard with him as it would me.
Right.
And folks, that's the sacrifice.
That's the sacrifice. I think the play is you get the title that Jey Uso will eventually win.
Mm-hmm.
And you give it to him after the win.
Ooh. With
And
a
if
pair of
he-
Yeet glasses.
With a pair of Yeet glasses. And if he doesn't win,
You return it.
you just return it.
Store credit.
And then, yeah, and then you get the winged eagle and be like, listen. I tell them to give me the pencil, but they don't. So like I don't control the cooking. So this
You
is
never
what
know.
you get. You get what you get.
I'm gonna cut the legs off of Jay. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Goddamn fucking subscribe if you like what you've heard here tonight.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh fuck.
Oh well, folks. This has been fun. We've gone through a lot today. We've gone through a lot over the past week.
We almost went 2 hours tonight.
We went 2 hours tonight. This
Get yourself a
might
shirt.
be the longest episode that we have done thus far, but you can do us all a favor. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you ring the notification bell. Make sure you leave a like, a comment. Head on over to tpublic.com, search Brain Wreck TV for all of your Brain Wreck apparel, coffee mugs, pillows, tapestries, phone chargers, whatever. I don't know what they can do on there anymore.
Stickers.
But folks, we're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure that you share, you like, you do all the stuff because, I don't know, we've been doing this for way too fucking long to not have 1,000 subscribers, but we're getting there.
And if you want to interact with people, be sure to follow us over on the TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
And the Instagram, because people got opinions.
People got opinions.
On our
Let
short
them
videos.
know what your opinion is. See, because it's like, listen, this is the thing that I want, okay? Like, we've got our opinions, right? Like, we put them out there, but, like, throw your opinions in there, and then, like, when you see other people's opinions, tell them your opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
And tell them why they're wrong.
Tell them why they're wrong and why you're right. And if we see that in the comments, we'll
back you up.
Yeah, we'll back you up, okay?
Yeah.
We'll back you up. As long as it's not like anything weird, okay? Just don't be weird.
You just have to put in the comments, I was there live. And
then
we'll know that you were here with us, and then you're cool.
Be like, listen, I was there when they were saying this, and I got to agree with them.
They made an excellent point.
They were a little drunk, but like they made a great point.
They went on a tangent about being a dad, but like other than that, like it's fine.
Kevin started to get really aggressive about things, and it was weird. He had a lot to say about a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah.
But be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. God damn it, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's just late, man. It's like almost 12 o'clock for you.
I know.
Yeah. Fucking
I go to bed.
I don't.
For this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.